Welcome back to another 10-minute episode of Everything Sports in the Mind and Evan. I'm your host, Evan Garber, and today I'm going to be breaking down the absolutely insane end of the NBA season that is coming up. I mean, pretty much every single playoff spot is up for grabs. I think both sides we do have the teams intact of who are the 1 through 10 seeds, but it's just a matter of who will be playing as what seed. But get right into it, starting off with the Western Conference. Um, Yesterday, we did have the battle for the number one overall seed, the Nuggets and the T Wolves. And the Nuggets did beat the T Wolves last night. The final score 116 to 107. And now the Nuggets do control their own destiny as the T Wolves and now Thunder are both one game back of the Timberwolves. The T Wolves do, however, own a tiebreaker against Thunder, so T Wolves control their own destiny in terms of the 2 seed. And the Nuggets, their schedule has the Spurs and the Grizzlies, at Spurs at Grizzlies, so those should be 2 very easy wins. The Nuggets pretty much have the 1 seed on lock. And then the T Wolves schedule, they have a home game versus the Hawks and then home game versus the Suns. 2 big games as Hawks and Suns both fight for seeding as well. And then the Thunder schedule, they have home versus the Bucks, again fighting for seeding, and then versus the Mavericks, who again fighting for seeding. Like literally every single game, it seems like, has both teams fighting for playoff implications. It's going to be an absolutely insane battle. I do think the Timberwolves will end up with the 2 seed, Nuggets at the 1 seed, and then the Thunder at the 3 seed. T-Wolves should be able to beat the Hawks, which then pretty much guarantees them the 2 seed, as the Thunder have 2 tough games for them, Bucks and Mavericks. But if they win those games, then maybe the Suns can beat the T-Wolves and knock down the T-Wolves to the 3 seed. I mean, just going to be absolutely insane battle over there. And then for the 4-5 seeds, Clippers, Mavs, they battle for the home court in that matchup. Clippers do control their own destiny with the 1 game advantage over the Mavericks. Clippers, their schedule includes a home game versus the Jazz and then a home game versus the Rockets. And the Mavericks, they finish out with the home game versus the Pistons and then at the Thunder. So Clippers should be able to win those 2 games, but Mavericks, it's going to be tough to beat the Thunder, of course. That game's going to be absolutely insane. Pistons they should beat, but I do think the Clippers just win versus the Jazz, and then I'm not sure who's the tiebreaker, but that should basically guarantee them the 4 seed and home court advantage in the 4-5 matchup. And then we have the Pelicans, Suns, and Kings all fighting for that last spot to avoid the play-in tournament. Pelicans, they do control their own destiny with a half a game lead over the Suns and a 2-game lead over the Sacramento Kings. Pelicans schedule play at the Warriors tonight. Another battle, another absolutely insane game where both teams are fighting for the play-in spot. It seems like they avoid the play-in spot for the Pelicans in their case. And home versus the Lakers. Suns schedule, they play at the Kings and then at the T-Wolves. Again, 2 absolutely insane matchups. And the Kings schedule, home versus the Suns and then versus the Trailblazers. And to add on to that, the Warriors, Lakers, and Kings, they all battle for the 8 seed, as the Warriors and Lakers, they did clinch the play-in, but the Kings, they could fall all the way down to maybe the 9 seed or even the 10. I'm not sure if they fall to the 10 seed. I think they might be able to fall to the 10 seed. I'm not positive. But they could really just fluctuate anywhere in the standings. It seems like they can avoid the play-in or they can fall all the way down to 9. I assume that they fall to 9 is the lowest, but Lakers schedule, they play at the Grizzlies, at the Pelicans, which should be 2 wins for them. Pelicans, of course, Lakers Pelicans, that should be an absolutely insane game. But when healthy, Lakers, I think, can beat the Pelicans. And then Warriors schedule, home versus the Pelicans, and then versus the Jazz. So the Pelicans, they just have an absolutely insane schedule. Both games they must win in order to avoid the play-in tournament. Otherwise, you keep falling all the way down, and then if you lose those games, I'm not sure if you lose the tiebreaker, but you could lose the tiebreaker to the Warriors and the Lakers. Of course, I'm a Warriors fan, so I'm hoping that the Warriors can find a way to get that 8 seed. And they've been playing absolutely insane basketball lately. Completely hot teams, and really, whatever team ends up being in the play-in, like they can easily upset the 1 seed or the 2 seed. I'm not saying that they will because the Nuggets are just that good. Nuggets, in my opinion, are the favorites to win again, even though the Celtics are so very, very good. And then the Thunder, if they get the 2 seed, then that's a team that can definitely be beat. Not very experienced team, very young team. And Timberwolves, they are also pretty inexperienced in the playoffs, that is. So I could easily see the Warriors, Lakers, Pelicans, or Suns, or even Kings upsetting the T-Wolves and Thunder. But the Kings, they are a little bit injured right now, so it's much tougher for them. But man, oh man, it's gonna be absolutely insane playoffs. After we get through this this insane next few days to determine who's even in those seeds. And moving on out east, of course, we have the Celtics who clinched the 1 seed a pretty long time ago. And then for the 2 seed, we have the Bucks and Knicks battling. The Bucks, they control their own destiny with a game and a half lead. Bucks schedule is at Thunder and at Magic. And then the Kings schedule at Celtics, home versus Nets, and then home versus Bulls. So the Knicks do find a way to win today against Celtics, which they might because Celtics don't have much to play for. Then it could be a very interesting battle as we do have it'll be a 1 game lead for the Bucks, but the Bucks simply just have to win their games in order to take that spot. Then you also have the Knicks battling with the Cavs, Magic, and Pacers for the 3 through 6 seeds as they're all within a game and a half of each other. The Knicks, they control their own destiny with with half a game lead over the 4th place Cavs, but that could really fluctuate a lot of places. I mean, all these teams can fluctuate a ton. The Cavs schedule, they have home versus the Pacers tomorrow, and then versus the Hornets. And Magic schedule, they have playing at 76ers tomorrow, and home versus the Bucks. And the Pacers, they play at the Cavs, and home versus the Hawks. So, it's going to be some really, really fun games. Pacers, Cavs, that's probably the biggest game out of this. The winner probably gets the higher seed, and the loser could fall kind of far down. And then even to add on to this, the Magic, Pacers, 76ers, and Heat all battling for the 5 to 8 seeds. I mean, for the Magic, they can fall all the way down to 8, move all the way up to 3. I mean, that's just how tight it is out east right now. The Pacers, they could fall all the way down to 7, or up as far as 3, and that's because the Pacers do own the tiebreaker against the Heat versus the Magic, they do not. So that's why the Magic could fall down to 8. The Pacers cannot fall down to 8 as they are tied right now in the standings. Magic and Pacers is 76ers. Their schedule is home versus the Magic and then home versus the Nets. The Heat, they play 2 home games versus the Raptors, which should be 2 wins for them. Raptors are out of the playoffs, so it's going to be very interesting to see how far the Magic and Pacers do fall, considering that the Heat should win their 2 games. Of course, Magic and Pacers, they control their own destiny, but they could easily fall down to 7 or 8 with the Heat likely winning their 2 games. And then you have the very last 2 seeds. You have the Hawks and Bulls. They are battling for the home court advantage in the 9-10 play-in. The Bulls, they have a 1 game and a half lead over the Hawks, so they control their destiny. The Bulls' schedule is home versus the Wizards and then versus the Knicks. Hawks' schedule is at T-Wolves and at Pacers, so it's going to be a very, very, very fun end to the season. I really just can't wait to watch all these games unfold. I mean, it's going to be sitting at my computer, watching all these games. I mean, it's going to be absolutely, absolutely insane. And the madness is just getting started. I mean, we're going to have LeBron James, maybe Kevin Durant, and Steph Curry all in the play-in. And then out east, you could have Halliburton in the play-in. You could have Jalen Brunson in the play-in. You could have Darius Garland, Evan Mobley, that team in the play-in. You could have Magic in the play-in. You could have Joel Embiid in the play-in. You could have Jimmy Butler in the play-in. I mean, jeez, let's go on and on and on. It's going to be an absolutely insane playoffs. No matter what team ends up being what seed, there's going to be so many upset potential. Because all these play-in teams are getting hot at the right moment, are getting healthy at the right moment if you're the 76ers, as they do get Embiid back. So it's going to be a very, very fun playoffs. I cannot wait. Make sure to tune in Monday, as Aman will be giving his playoff predictions, I believe, and then I'll be giving mine on Tuesday after the season ends on Sunday.